Now we discuss about the weight and balance of aircraft. The weight of an aircraft and its balance are extremely important for operating an aircraft in safe and efficient manners. When a manufacturer design an aircraft, the Federal Aviation Administration, I mean FAA, certifies it because who then FAA certifies to weight and balance of aircraft. The specification identify the aircraft maximum weight and the limits within which it must be balanced. So further, the maximum allowable weight is based on the surface or area of wings and how much lift it will generate at the safe appropriate airspeed. It small general aviation aeroplane, for example, a requirement takeoff speed of 20 miles per hour to generate enough lift support its weight. I think that would not be safe. Mm, if it takeoff and landing and lower airspeed is certainly safer than doing a higher airspeed. So when an aircraft balance is also a significant factor in determining if the aircraft is safe to operate. An aircraft does not have good balance can exhibit poor maneuverability and controllability, make it difficult or impossible for flight. And this could result in an accident causing damaging of aircraft and injury to the peoples on board. Safety is primary reason for concerns about aircraft weight and balance. That is a most important concept of weight and balance, that is safety of aircraft. And the primary reasons of weight and balance of aircraft, that is safety. And a secondary reason for concerns about weight and balance, but also a very important one, is efficiency of the aircraft. Improper loading reduce the efficiency of aircraft from standpoint of ceiling, maneuverability, rate of climb, speed, and fuel combinations or fuel consumptions. If an aeroplane is loaded in such a way that is extremely nose heavy, higher than normal force will be need to extract at the tail, keep the aeroplane in level flight, the higher than normal force and will need be exceed at the tail tips to aeroplanes in level weight. The higher than normal force at the tails will create additional drags, which will require to additional engines powers, therefore additional fuels from the in order of maintain the air speed. So that is not important to controlling on that times, because their balance is very difficult and their weight and balance is on up downs, so we could not be controls or maneuverabilities at aircraft. So and we will be used to safe landings or departures for aircraft, then it is necessary to weight and balance. So further, we will be use many ideas for weight and balance doing. So further, the most efficiency conditions for aircraft is to have the points where balance fall very close to or perhaps absolutely at the aircraft center of lift. If this were a case, a little or no flight controls force will be needed to keep it aircraft flying straight and levels in terms like stability and safety. However, the perfectly balanced conditions might not be desirable. All of the factors that affected aircraft safety and efficiency in the terms of weight and balance are discussed details in these chapters. That name is uh, weight and balance. So, needing and which things is needed and requirement for aircraft weight, so we will be discuss about that. Every aircraft type certificate by FAA. FAA means we will be discuss in these videos in sometimes before that's full form of and we will be discuss about to before leaving the factory for delivery to its new owners receiving weight and balance reports as part of requirement aircraft record. The weight and balance report identify empty weight and the locations and empty weight of aircrafts at which aircraft balance known as center of gravity. Which things is known as center of gravity? Eh, the locations of at which aircraft is balanced in where, that's I mean this is aircraft and which locations that is balanced, I mean look this things. If it is look it where it is balanced, that is called center of gravity. That's points. So we will be discuss about two next things, that is if manufacturer chosen to do so, if can weight every aircraft is produced and issue the weight and balance reports based on the weighting as at alternatives the manufacturer is permitted and weight of and agreed upon percentage and particulars models of aircraft produce perhaps 10 to 20% and apply the average at all aircraft. I means that means that is if manufacturer making more aircraft, then that is necessary to doing that 10 to 20% aircraft is balanced and they will be doing work upon his balancing and weight. I mean, 10 to 20% aircraft is needed to doing wetting of that aircraft or manufactured. So further, after the aircraft leave the factories and is delivered to the its owners, the needed or requirements for replacing aircraft on sales and revisions is various depending on the types of aircraft and how it is used. For the small general aviation aeroplanes being used privately, such as Cessna 172, that is Cessna 172 is in my uh, institute. That name is Aircraft Institute of Aircraft Maintenance Engineering, Gorakhpur. So further, there is no FAR requirement that it be periodically re-weighted. There is, however, an FAR requirement that is aeroplane mm, always have a current and accurate weight and balance report. If the weight and balance report for an aircraft is lost, the aircraft must be weighted and a new report must be created. If an aeroplane has new equipment installed, such as ratio or global positioning systems, a new weight and balance report must be created. If the smaller, I mean installer or smaller installers, uh, smaller installers are if any equipment install or I mean install or you want to replace in the aeroplanes on the scales and weight it be after installations, that is perfectly acceptable way of creating new reports. After the installations of next things that is most necessary to making a new reports, if the installers know the exact weight and locations of new equipment, it is also possible to create a new reports to doing a series of mathematical calculations. Doing by mathematical calculations, like you will be perhaps imagine that it is a aircraft, and we use, yeah, on there, on there, and we will be used to mathematical calculations of the that we will be calculate that is where is the center of gravity. So we will be talking about to next video about this.